I am in Tel Mora, just, you know, right next to wait here because in order to be named Telvanni Hortator, I need to talk to the various masters and mistresses of House Telvanni, which means traveling in and out of tall mushrooms that are often tricky to navigate, even more so with a whole troop following us. So we'll be solo for a little while. That should be more efficient.
But how to make it scentless in the drink?
Excellent question. I don't bother. I've coated on my weapon. Dratha is the person we want to talk to. Are you the new serving girl? No, who are you then? I am the future Telvanni Hortator. So there's something to those old prophecies after all. Big-headed battle mages don't pay attention to Lady Azura's portent as they should. And you are the fatal Nerevarine? Quite a shock to those mallet-headed house fathers, hey? Nerevar comes back as a woman. Oh, certainly. I'm quite happy to name you Hortator. Here, take these scrolls with you. Never know when they'll come in handy. That was nice. Telarun, I believe, is where the Arch-Magister is, so maybe last. Telvos done. Tel Mora done just now. We still have Tel Branora and Sadrith Mora. Thank you. That was quick. To the point. I like that. I'm gonna check the boat. There should be something to Sadrith Mora, if not from Vos. I'm pretty sure there will be a boat, but...
Care to see the sights? Where can I take you?
She seems impatient. To Sadrith Mora, please. And once again, we're heading for the tallest tower. This is the gateway, and this would be Tel Naga, aiming for the top. My hope, once we fulfill the next two trials, well, the next trial, being Hortator, we have this invitation to go and talk to the Archcanon of the temple, of the Tribunal Temple. I would really like to clarify things and to not have a bullseye on my back. On my back, on my forehead, I'm guessing it's pretty much everywhere. Hello, Neloth. Neloth looks impatient and probably will not want to speak much right now. I can put on my pretty gear. Maybe I can even do that.
I really don't have time for any of this.
Ah, so much better. Can I persuade you to lick me? Hello. Please name me Telvanni Hortator and I'll be out of here. What are you going on about? Prophecies, visions, superstitious jibber-jabber? Don't interrupt me with that nonsense. Go bother some bone-through-the-nose shaman or bug-eating wise woman. Funny story, the wise woman sent me here. Perhaps I can find some way to improve his disposition. Well, if it's a matter of disposition, he seemed to like the money. Right? How about that? Hortator? World leader of House Telvanni? Is that necessary? Why doesn't anyone tell me about those things? So, do you want the job? Are you qualified? Good, then go ahead. I don't care. Be the Hortator. Now, go away. Okay? I'm not sure how I feel about that. Is it better or worse than those leaders who ask me to make them richer or more powerful? He just doesn't care. Okay, next I would really like tell Branora. No, wait. I've already talked with Lady Therana, haven't I? And she was cool with it. So it's the Archmagister now. That's all there is. So Telarin. In fact, I'm pretty sure. Hello, Dwayne. Yeah, please tell me to Telarin. I could have probably water walked or levitated there. It's not far at all. Oops. I forgot I didn't have the belt equipped. I just happily walked right into the water. Maybe Arian was wrong. Maybe Gothran is not going to just try and waste my time and tell me to wait forever. I thought I might learn a thing or two from this. I came through here.
Imperial law.
Thanks. He certainly has all the fancy equipment. And I believe this is the person I want to talk to. With his friends, the Dremora. Hello, Gothran. Yes, I know what a Hortator is. Well, here's my story. No, wait, let me think. Yes, I understand perfectly. Your story makes sense. Your proofs are persuasive. But a decision on such a remarkable matter is a grave responsibility and not to be taken in haste. I will need some time to reflect and consider and to confer with other Telvanni councillors. Leave me.
Yes, I am still taking the matter of your appointment as Telvanni Hortator under consideration.
You are? Do we give him the benefit of a doubt? I mean, Arian was pretty convincing, wasn't he? Goodbye. I have those to deal with these. She gave me multiple scrolls, didn't she? Oops. Unfortunately, I learned quite a few calm spells, but I never bothered learning frenzy spells. Okay, everyone is casting spells. I realized maybe with poison that would work better. Oh no, paralyzed? Come on. What a cheap trick. How are my golden saints doing? Oh, here, you. Let's have just you and me, shall we? Stamina. That is problematic. I think I can do it if I'm not paralyzed.
There is no escape.
I wouldn't have made you my champion if I knew you were going to freaking die.
It's okay. We'll use poison. We'll have a third golden saint ready. I think we can do this. It does get a bit crazy with all the spells being cast, everything happening all at once and everywhere. But we can do it.
Yes, I am still taking the matter of your Hortator under consideration.
Good, good, good. Consider wisely. And the Dremora is mine.
I have you.
Almost there. I still have a golden saint and a Dremora. We'll have to deal with the Dremora obviously once my spell wears off. You're fighting what? You're fighting the people in there. I wish you didn't. Am I in fact not doing any damage to the Dremora? That's troublesome, because when the Dremora stops liking me... Probably have a hefty bounty. Robe of the Telvanni Mage Lord. How good does it look? Kind of, huh? What do we have? A Daedric short sword. Healing potions. Yes, I'll take all of those. Very pretty. So, do I have a bounty and how much is it? I don't have a bounty. I just don't have a bounty.
Don't disturb the Mage Lords unless you're on very important.
Okay. You don't mind the dead lady here? She's blighted, mind you. No, I don't need those. Well, I'll take my leave now, won't I? How do I deal with this remora? I'll put poison on my weapon right now because my ebony mace seemed to not do a thing at all. We want to go back to Voss. Am I levitating? Yes, I am. Jumping in the water from the boat, not so bad. Jumping from the top of the tower without levitation, potentially troublesome. Well, the scrolls that Dratha gave me came in very handy very quickly. I wish there was a different way to deal with Gothran. I could have gone to the Moragtong, though I suspect they might not accept a contract for somebody this important. At least from experience, the people that had a writ on them were, sure, members of the great houses, but not the boss. Back to boss. Julian, you're here? I'll call you when things have settled down a little bit. The Dremora is not following me anymore. Honestly, I prefer that to having the Dremora follow me and then suddenly turn on me. I will have to be cautious if when we return to Tel'Aran there might be an aggressive Dremora around. Though, really technically I freed the Dremora from the influence and control of Gothran. So if it's a smart Dremora, just went back to Oblivion or wherever it wanted to be. And will not concern itself with me. Okay, I think I have spoken or killed everybody. I suppose Master Arian will let me know pretty quickly if I'm missing something.
mercenary guard.
Yes, yes,
Providing
yes.
for the
I hope
prosperity
this
of
won't take
Telvos and
long.
The village is...
What brings you to Telvos?
It's me again. About being the Telvanni Hortator. I see you've gathered the votes of all the surviving Telvanni councillors. This means you are now the Hortator of House Telvanni. And I have something for you. It's called the Robe of the Hortator. It's an ancient artifact. It hasn't been used in centuries, but I think you'll be pleased. I wish you luck, Hortator. I may even pray for you. Wow. Gee, thanks, Arion. Let's see this robe of the Hortator. Ooh, 45 magic at 20 points. I mean, it's fetching. It matches Arion's. Wow. We're robe buddies now. But compared to this one, I mean, I think the robe of the Telvanni Mage Lord might be a bit better. And now we really match. It's time. It's time to go to Vivek and talk with the Archcanon. There is, of course, the chance, the possibility that it is a trap. We won't know unless we go. Fail, but it's not so bad because we restore Magicka now thanks to the robe. Oh, bummer. Bummer, bummer, bummer. We need all of those things. Yes, now we're hot. That's so much better. Failed again. This is gonna
How
be
may I help
really
you,
good for
citizen?
practice. It will happen. Yes, to read us. I am traveling back towards the docks. Julian found me, so assuming I cannot cast my spell successfully, then I'll pick him up on the way. If for some miraculous reason I actually cast my spell, then I'll use the ring, there we go. Then I'll use the ring to recall him to me. This takes me to Vivek, but where? Close to the temple would be very handy. I never learned the... But I have an amulet. There we go. What we can see in the distance is the brand new aqueduct of Vivek. Here is the temple. Is that the temple or the Hall of Justice? I feigned. Oh, I feigned is good. It's the fancy name of the temple. And I'm supposed to talk to what the clerk or the man in charge here to be led to the Archcanon. Ordinator doesn't sound like a good plan. Lethran?
Do you seek to join the temple?
Not exactly. I think I'm not sure. Tressa, Arian, Master Arian, Sarathi. There we go. Maybe I was hasty. I should speak with the healer of Hyphen. Done so indolus. You are not the person. I'll see if Danso Indolus will talk to me or if I need to go back to the wise woman first. Oh, I'm still levitating.
The guards.
Okay, I'm leaving. Lauren. Bells.
Oh, if only I could afford it.
They really don't like me, huh? Okay, I don't see maybe the one outside. Yes, you're the one. Yes, I want to meet the Archcanon. The Archcanon is in his private quarters and he very much wishes to speak with you. But I am to warn you, avoid confrontations with the Ordinators at all cost. The Archcanon has spoken with the Hyphen Ordinators, but if you are a wanted criminal, they may try to arrest you. If the blood of faithful servants of the temple is spilled, it will make a reconciliation all that much more difficult. Okay? Private quarters, so I just waiting for you in this private quarters, southern half of the east chapel of the Hyphen, but there are ordinators at the entrance to both east and west chapel. So what are you saying? There is a private back entrance to Sarion's private quarters. Perhaps you might also sneak past the Ordinator by stealth or magic. A door on the eastern canal side level leads through a smaller room and into Sarion's private quarter. But the door is always locked, and the Ordinators control the key. You're not being helpful. Ordinators are highly trained, and sneaking past them, even aided by magic, may be very difficult. But if you have any art in stealth or magic, you should use it to avoid trouble. Right. You're not helping me because I was there and I think I saw the closed door. Here. Let's try to find the back door. If it's locked, I might be able to unlock it. So the canal, so I was thinking go up, go down. I was thinking somewhere here. Or even underwater, that feels unlikely, but... One of those grates? No. Oh, I'm certainly struggling here. So much! Come on. You know, that is a door. At least that leads to the underworks. I just don't seem to... No, this one is not a door. That one was. Gosh. And why? Why the struggle here to move? Let me go anywhere, anywhere else, anywhere at all. There is a door, but I can't activate it. No, it doesn't even look like the door was buried. Oddly enough, let me try that again. It's the collisions that make things worse. Okay. So I can't go through that back door on account of the back door not being there. And I can try these to say I've done my very best. Oh, I don't want to drink the water. Then we'll have to go this way, and it will be tricky, very, very tricky to avoid any confrontation at all. But I have an idea. With the help of Mephala. It's not enough chameleon to not be seen. Can I add some of that. It's only 30 seconds. And I really ought to take my armor off so it doesn't get obliterated. Okay, the rest is not armor. I now have more than 100% of chameleon on me, so I'm really hoping I can just do this. My crime has been reported, and yet it's also pretty hard to open. She could have just given me the key. She was not very helpful. So honestly, with more than 100% chameleon, there's no way they shouldn't be able to see me at all. Well, didn't I do a quick save? Apparently I didn't. Fine. At least it was faster to cast a spell.
Watch yourself. We'll have no trouble. Keep moving.
Let's do... this.
Don't be a fool. Conceal that weapon.
Sorry. It just popped out, okay? Oops, now this guy followed me. It's not good. I am going to cheat. At least hopefully I will be able to open that door myself. Oops. Hello. Jeez. Dollar, you know, it was a little hard to find you, but we did it. Let me put on my pretty clothes of talking. Let's talk. Thank you for coming, Midnabi. You know the temple's doctrine on the Nerevarine. Perhaps it is time to change that doctrine. Yes, I'd like that. The temple must protect the people from false doctrines, and your association with Imperial intelligence makes your motivation and integrity suspect. But you have been chosen Hortator and Nerevarine by the Dunmer people, and we have reached a crisis with Dagoth Ur. We can no longer defend the people against the awakened Sixth House. You and your prophecies may represent our last hope. Our situation is desperate, but I would rather have you hear the details of our situation and the circumstances leading up to that situation from Lord Vivek himself. He has asked to see you. Would you agree to a private meeting with him and hear in person what he has to say? I will meet with Vivek. Good. Here are 2 keys. One to the private back entrance to my quarters, the other to a locked entrance to Lord Vivek's palace. I regret that, at present, the Ordinators are not completely under my control, so for now, I'll ask you to avoid confrontation with them. Lord Vivek is expecting you. His lordship is remarkably patient, but perhaps it would be better to not keep him waiting. Will do. You're the one they call I am the one they call Nerevarine. That is correct.
Ah, that poor little wombat. I didn't think that through very well.
Well, that connects me to the hyphen, not the hyphen, but all the Hall of Justice.
The scales of fate tip the balance between man and beast. I
Avni?
plan on putting some extra weight on the animal side of the scales.
I'm sorry, Avni, it looked like you got quite hurt. Let's just find the exit, shall we? I'm sorry, Avni. You really got hurt here. I mean, even though Avni is really hurt, she also has more health than I do. I need to fix that. Could you believe how hard to climb these steps are? And there is something here that is killing my FPS.
I'm the only real god around here. All these other gods are just imitating.
Shh. Ayas, now is not the time, okay? That's pretty cozy, isn't it? Nothing like good Ashians. I expected you. We have business, you and I. Let's discuss business then. When I was young like you, I was very impatient. So I will keep our business short. Then, later, there may be time for other things. First, I propose to remove my curse upon the Nerevarine and the persecution of the dissident priest and proclaim to all Morrowind that Midnabi is the incarnate and Nerevarine, the prophesied savior of Morrowind, and the last hope to withstand the menace of Dagoth-Ur and the Sixth House. These things I will do, whether you wish or not. No, I wish. I'm cool with all of that. Next, I propose to surrender to you the power and responsibility of defeating Dagoth-Ur. You may choose to refuse. I will not compel you. You will receive the power as a gift in the form of an artifact called Redguard. You may accept the gift. Then do with it as you will. You will receive the responsibility as an oath. You may give your oath, then keep it or break it as you like. First, will you accept Wraithguard as a gift? I accept Wraithguard. This is not, you see, this is not about Vivek. This is about the people. And so, a truce with Vivek and the Ordinators is how I can help the people. That's what we're going to do. And then if Wraithguard can help defeat Dagoth-Ur, why would I refuse it? Good. Sensible of you. And now, Will you give your oath before all gods and men, before all spirits, visible and invisible, before my honor and your honor, to dedicate yourself and Wraithguard to the defeat and destruction of Dagor and the preservation of Morrowind and its people? That has been my goal from day one. I'm not doing this for you, Vivek. Not very sensible, but very good. I was hoping for someone who would have no hesitations about making such an oath. You will now have a brief, momentary sensation of time passing. Don't be alarmed, you are being taken out of times in order to avoid the unpleasant experience of learning how to use Wraithguard. It will be over before... There is a brief sensation of motion in total darkness, floating, but without a sense of weight or direction. You know it. Now, I will notify the temple that you are our champion. There shall be no more persecution of the dissident priest, and I hope both sides shall swiftly be reconciled. We have time for questions if you like, or you may leave as you wish, but I think there are at least 2 things you ought to know before you leave: how to use Wraithguard and how to defeat Dagoth. Defeat Dagoth sounds like a solid topic. To defeat Dagoth, go to Red Mountain to recover the artifact Hammer Sunder from Gate Citadel Veminal. Then recover the artifact Blade Keening from Gate Citadel Odrosal. Then proceed with Wraithguard, Sunder and Keening to the Citadel of Dagoth. Within that citadel, find the Heart of Lorcan. Use these 3 artifacts to sever Dagoth's connection to the heart, and he will be destroyed. And the blight ended on Morrowind. Why don't you do it? Like, you're a god. Seriously, why can't he do it? To destroy Dagoth, you must sever his connection with the Heart of Lorcan. To do this, strike the heart with the artifact Hammer Sunder once, then strike the heart more than once with the artifact Blade Keening. You must wear Wraithguard because you cannot handle either Sunder or Keening unless you are wearing Wraithguard. This is the short, simple explanation. Here is the long, detailed explanation written down for your convenience. Read it, study it, commit it to memory. Right, let's talk about things. You know Arvesa? The faithful are many, but not all are worth observance. She was among the last of my chosen. A curious thing, and she will soon fulfill her purpose. What is her purpose? Actually, I believe we finished our business. Right, you're sending me on my way. There shall be no more persecution of the dissident priest, and I hope both sides... Yeah, sure. Sure. Bitter recrimination. You know what? You make it sound like bitter recrimination would be petty, unnecessary, but... Never mind my persecution, the Ordinators trying to kill me, never mind that, but how many dissident priests have been murdered? How many people have been brought to prison, tortured by the Inquisitors? How many people have the Ordinators unfairly bullied? How many people have suffered losing their culture and the tradition? I'm thinking of the Ashlander. So yes, bitter recrimination. I think it's fair. It's not petty. It's a bit easy, you know, to just go, yeah, you're forgiven, and the people who believed in you are forgiven too. How about we forgive you too? You want to chide me? Why did I murder you? What now? You what now? That's not the bitter recrimination I was thinking of. Why did I murder Nerevar? Why did I break my oath to Azura not to use Kagranak's tool? Why did I cause others to suffer? These are all very good questions. I think what we need is a little bit of background, don't we? We know that. The Battle of Red Mountain and the rise and fall of the Tribunal. Blah 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 blah. Who can clearly recall? Didn't I read that? believe we read that. We got that from the monks in Holayaman. Though this is definitely in greater details. Now this is when it gets interesting. For some years we kept the oath we swore to Azura with Nerevar, both during that time in secret. But during that time in secret, Sophasil must have studied the tools and divined their mysteries. And at last he came to us with a vision of a new world of peace, with justice and honor for nobles, and health and prosperity for the commoners, with the tribunal as immortal patrons and guide. And dedicating ourselves to this vision of a better world, we made a pilgrimage to Red Mountain and transformed ourselves with the power of Kagranag's tomb. And no sooner that we had completed our rituals and begun to discover our newfound powers, the Daedra Lord Azura appeared and cursed us for our forsworn oaths. By her powers of prophecy, she assured us that her champion Nerevar, true to his oath, would return to punish us for our perfidy, and to make sure such prophet knowledge might never again be used to mock and defy the will of the gods. But Sothasil said to her, "The old gods are cruel and arbitrary and distant from the hopes and fear of Mer. Your age is past. We are the new gods, born of flesh and wise, and caring of the needs of our people. Spare us your threats and chiding. In constant spirit, we are bold and fresh, and will not fear you." And then in that moment all Kaimer were changed into Dunmer, and our skins turned ashen and our eyes into fire. Of course, we only knew at the time this had happened to us, but Azura said, "This is not my act, but your act. You have chosen your fate and the fate of your people, and all the Dunmer shall share your fate from now to the end of time. You think yourselves as God, but you are blind and all in darkness." And Azura left us alone in darkness, and we were all afraid, but we put on brave faces and went forth from Red Mountain to build the new world of our dreams. And the new world we shaped was glorious and generous, and the worship of the Dunmer fervent and grateful. The Dunmer were at first afraid of their new faces, but Sophasil spoke to them, saying that it was not a curse but a blessing, a sign of their changed natures, a sign of the special favor they might enjoy as new Mer, no longer barbarian trembling before ghosts and spirits, but civilized Mer, speaking directly to their immortal friends and patrons, the three faces of the tribunal. And we were all inspired by Sothasil's speech and vision, and took heart, and over time we crafted the customs and institution of a just and honorable society, and the land of Resdain knew millennia of peace, equity, and prosperity unknown to other savage races. But beneath Red Mountain, Daggothor had survived, and even as the light of our blood of a bold new world shined ever more brightly, beneath Red Mountain the darkness gathered, a darkness that was close kin to the bright light that Sothasil coaxed from the heart of Lorkin with the tool of Kagranag's. And the darkness grew, we fought it and crafted walls to confine it, but we never could destroy it, for the source of the darkness was the same source as the source of our own divine inspiration. And in these latter days of Morrowind, reduced to a subjugated province of the Western Empire, as the glory of the temple fades and the dark tide rises from Red Mountain, we are reminded of Azura and her promised champion's return. We have waited, blind and in darkness, mere shadows drained of our ardent vision, in shame of our folly, in fear of our judgment, and in hope of our deliverance. We do not know if the Outlander claiming to fulfill the prophecies of the Nerevarine is our old companion Nerevar Reborn, or the pawn of the Emperor, or the cat's paw of Azura, or some simple twist of fate. But we insist you adhere to temple doctrine and conform to the strictures dividing the hieroglypha from apocrypha, and that you not speak that which must not be spoken. Act as a dutiful priest should, in accordance with your vows of obedience to the canons and archcanon, and all will be forgiven. Defy me, and you will know what it is to stand against a god. Vivek. I think I skipped an important part. Okay, that is when Dwemer everywhere disappeared without a trace. But Kagranak's tools remained, and Dagorthur seized them, and he carried them to Nerevar, saying, "That fool Kagranak has destroyed his own people with these things. We should destroy them right away, lest they fall into the wrong hands." But Nerevar was resolved to confer with his queen and his generals, who had foreseen that this war would come, and whose counsel he would not ignore again. "I will ask the tribunal what we shall do with them, for they have had wisdom in the past that I had not. Stay here, loyal Dagorthur, until I return." So Nerevar told Dagorthur to protect the tools and the heart chamber until he returned. Then Nerevar was carried to us, where we waited on the slopes of Red Mountain, and he told us all that had transpired on the Red Mountain. What Nerevar had said was that the Dwemer had used special tools to turn their people into immortals, and that the heart of Lorcan held wondrous power. Only later did we hear from others present that Dagorthur had thought the Dwemer destroyed, not made immortal, and no one knows for sure what really happened there. After hearing Nerevar, we gave our counsel as he requested, proposing, "We should preserve these tools in trust for the welfare of the Chimer people, and who knows, perhaps the Dwemer are not gone forever, but merely transported to some distant realm, from which they may return someday to threaten our security once again. Therefore, we need to keep these tools to study them and their principles, so that we may be safe in future generations." And though Nerevar voiced his grave misgiving, he was willing to be ruled by our council under one condition, that we all together should swear a solemn oath upon Azura that the tools would never be used in a profane manner that the Dwemer had intended. We all readily agreed and swore a solemn oath at Nerevar's dictation. So then we went with Nerevar back into Red Mountain and met with Dagorthur. Dagorthur refused to deliver the tools to us, saying they were dangerous and we could not touch them. Dagorthur seemed to be irrational, insisting that only he could be trusted with the tools, and then we guessed that he had somehow been affected by his handling of the tools, but now I feel sure that he had privately learned the powers of the tool and had in some confused way decided he must have them for himself. Then Nerevar and our guard resorted to force to secure the tools. Somehow, Dagorthur and his retainers escaped, but we gained the tools and delivered them to Saltersil for study and safekeeping. Okay, but it says nothing about the death of Nerevar here. From interrogations of captured sleepers and other six-house cultists, from study of manuscripts written by cultists and victims of dream-induced mania, from interviews with Lord Vivek concerning historical campaigns against Red Mountain, and from broad conjectures and inference made upon this material, this is our best estimate of Dagorthur's motivation and objective in the most recent phase of his war upon Morrowind. 1. Establish a theocracy in Morrowind based on the worship of the newborn gold Aqulacan, second medium to be created by Dagorthur from the heart of Lorcan. and a body constructed according to the principles and ritual pioneered by the Dwemer Kagranag, established the ancient heir of House Dagoth as the god priest of Akulukan and the sixth house of Dagoth Ur. 2. Expose the false worship of the tribunal and destroy their ecclesiastical authority and political power of the temple. How much the Sidon priests or the cult of the Nerevarine may be controlled or influenced by the sixth house is in this regard open to speculation. Then, extirpate all remaining individuals of inferior and mongrel race from Morrowind. 4. Drive the Empire from Morrowind, recover ancient territories stolen by Skyrim and Argonia, extend the worship of Akulakan to all nations of Tamriel, and secure the Red Mountain. Okay, that gives us pretty